Welcome to DevOps at Hands-on Labs. The purpose of my videos are to help you prepare for Terraform authoring and operations with AWS exam by going through the learning path and doing hands-on labs. Today's video is about how to build and use a local module. It's an important skill for every Terraform user to not just use external modules but also learn how to design your configuration to be used as a module so that they can be reusable and composable, right? Now let's quickly get started with a demo because that's how I feel like we get an understanding by doing things rather than you have your theory, but then by doing things that you will understand it much quicker. So and all of the I'll be providing the descriptions of the how to do this lab because it's all documented in the Terraform documentation, and uh, the, the the repositories to clone are also provided. So I'll anyway provide the link to you guys to how to create this module. So I'm just going to clone the repository. So and this is Terraform Modules. So I'm going to go to the Terraform Modules create. And you can see that in general we have all these configurations, that we have a license file, we have a readme file, your general main.tf, that's where your main configuration is, and then you have a variables and you have an output.tf. Now this is your normal main configuration, and we'll just do a Terraform init. We'll quickly add the folder to my workspace so that you can actually see this. Learn Terraform modules. So if you can see here, everything is already here, and there's a log file as well. So this is the module that we are interested in, and I am just going to remove everything so that we get an understanding of how we can add these things. So this variables, okay. So this is your root module, right, where you have basically you're creating a VPC and all those things. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a module, a local module from the start, so that we can understand how a module can be used or anything. So as you can see, it comes with the code automatically, but then if I copy and paste it, then you will understand what exactly is going on here. So we will add the main configuration into the AWS S3 static website bucket. So we are trying to create an S3 bucket here, which hosts a static website, and that is what we are adding here. You will see some errors. You can see that I'm creating an S3 bucket and a website configuration where you will reference your index.html and error.html, and your access control, which is public read, and also your AWS S3 bucket policy, which has got your policy bucket policy statement. That is your main configuration. Now the next thing is the variables, okay. These are the input variable definitions. Now these are important. These are the ones that you will when you are referencing your module from another root module, right? This is your local module where you are creating the S3 bucket, but if you want to reference this module as a source from somewhere else within your other Terraform configuration, you will have to think about your variables. What are the inputs that I want the users to send, and that is the design part, which will which will change with each user, right? And you want the users to make a choice for those inputs, and that's what is these variables. These need to be passed to your modules as arguments. um, so bucket name and also the tags that you want to put on the bucket, and that can be different for every user, right? So these are the things that you want to keep it separate for every individual user. So we we um, we configure them in variables. And then again, your outputs, sometimes you want to reference the data. For example, you want to know the S3 bucket, right? The name of the S3 bucket, and then you can use your outputs. If you can expose them as your outputs in the module, in the rest of the configuration you will be able to reference them. For example, module.aws s3 bucket the s3 bucket.arn, um, or with just the name, right? Or aws s3 bucket.arn, where what is the value is actually your resource address, right? And the resource reference address and the value. So yeah, so these are the main things: your main, your outputs, and your variables. And then you also have your readme and license, okay, which I kept as it is because it's just a readme file. But also this Terraform itself does not use your readme. But then if you it is useful if when you share your module, this license file will let people know that using it know the terms under which it has been made available. But Terraform itself does not use this file. And same with the sorry, that was about the license. And the next thing is your this is license, and this is readme, okay. The readme will contain the documentation describing how to use this module in the markdown format. Again, Terraform does not use this file, but services like Terraform registry and GitHub will display the contents of this file to people who visit your module's Terraform registry or GitHub page. So if at all it is you want to put it in your Terraform registry where people can use it, then the readme is useful, but not so much probably as for a local module. So but the important ones are your main variable and outputs. Now let's just go to the main configuration and see how we can use this. So you can see that there is this configuration already. So what I'm going to do is remove other things which are not necessarily something that I want to create. I just want to keep it with that and see what happens. So you can see that I'm just going to change it to the bucket name is something that they have given. I'm going to give it to DevOps, my channel name, and Zone Labs, and today is 4th July by 26, okay. And then the tags, I'll just say Terraform tag and that is fine. So this is how you call the source. It's nothing but your actual local directory path. So if you look at it, it is just with reference to this main.tf. So there's more dot modules and then this particular thing, and then the bucket name and then tags and Terraform. So that's all. There's a bucket name, and where's the other variable? So remember that we had only two things in our variables. One is the bucket name and the tags. We have passed both of them. Now whenever you add a new thing, you need to do a Terraform init, a new module. So I'm just going to do a Terraform init. So you can see that I have removed other things because I just want to create website S3 bucket only. And let's see if that initializes the modules. So as we have discussed, when you initialize it, it creates a .terraform, and then you can see that it downloads all your modules and plugins. So you can see the module there. So even when you make any changes to your modules, local modules, you always have to do Terraform in it. If you add any new modules as well, always have to add install the local module by doing a Terraform in it. Now I think that is it. I think we are now at a place have installed the local module. Let's just try to do Terraform apply. We should just create an empty bucket because we don't have anything inside it, and let's see what happens. I'm just going to it's complaining about the outputs because we have removed the other things. So the only thing that I want is the configuration related to my S3 bucket. I'm just deleting the other ones, um, and I'll do an apply again, and you can see that now it's able to proceed, and only lowercase and hyphens are allowed. Only lowercase, alphanumeric characters and hyphens allowed. Okay, lowercase. Now, if you look at the thing, I think the problem is this one. Everything I have put everything alphanumeric, but my July capital J is uppercase. So there's some naming conventions for the buckets. It's always alphanumeric, lowercase. You can't use underscores, just hyphenated. So I'm just creating now. I think it's fine now. I should be able to see it. Okay, putting a 3 bucket because public policies are provided by allies, not at the authorized to put on resource because public are prevented by the in S3 block public access. Okay. Why is that not? How can I'm going to ask my. Let's just try to figure out. I want to ask my Copilot what exactly it says. I'm going to the S3 module code, patch it to use the current so that success without AC. I found it exact. Okay, I think let's just try it. Configuration is valid. Has patched it. But I want to understand what the issue is. I'm gonna ask Copilot. What was the permission issue? AWS S3 block public access on that bucket slash account has block public ACLs enabled. With that setting on, S3 rejects ACL changes that would make object slash bucket. So the API call is for your user. So this was not just a missing IAM allow, it was an explicit S3 public access guardrail blocking ACL. That is why switching away from ACL. So how can I remove that guardrail from S3? I know it. This is a little bit deviation from our Terraform course. Block account level, change only the open S3, check account level S3, block account if the public. Okay. If block level change, AWS turn it off. ACL is on there, or do it only on one bucket. Open bucket permissions, block public access edit disable. Okay, we'll just do for the bucket then. Okay, so we'll just unblock that. Block all, so it's got the block all. Okay, now I have unblocked it. I will ask it to undo the changes and do a Terraform apply again and see if that's it. I have enabled the permission on the bucket now. So now it's doing a Terraform apply here. Yeah, okay, so the put bucket ACL block permission error is now fixed now, and now we can see that okay, this whole thing is finished. Phew, that was something. Anyway, we'll just move on with the next steps now. I think it is, you can see that the account does not have any thing inside, it's just empty bucket, right? Now what we want to do is put something inside that bucket, and then we will see whether it will host or something. So if you see, I think this is how, remember there was an error dot, I'm just copying that to my I'm just copying it to I'm just going to S3 again and open the labs, so you can see that now it's got the index.html and it's got the error.html, which is fine. Now if properties, now if I go, this is the endpoint, I'm just going to open that. There's nothing to see here. Okay, but it did open. Okay, when you configure, there's nothing to see here. Okay, that is what it is. It's a static website and it is working, you can see that, right? Okay, that is our lab. Now that is how you can create a static website with some content in it, and you can host your static website in S3 using Terraform, using a module. Okay, now we can just destroy, I think, minus auto approve and see what happens. I think it should fail because S3 does not allow buckets to be deleted if it has got any content in it. So if you see here, deleting Amazon S3 bucket because bucket is not empty, which is what I was suspecting anyway. So let's just go and delete these objects. Delete. Permanently delete. Okay, and then I try to do the destroy again. Please do, while you're doing these labs, please do destroy your infrastructure. I just left. I was recording it and then I just left it open and I got a bit of a bill, which is not what I want at all. So make sure you delete everything. And I just want to show that my DevOps hands-on lab should be deleted. Now we go to buckets. Uh, so it's not there anymore. Okay, that's it. So the lab is completed now. This is how the main takeaways here are. We have actually created a module, and then anybody basically can copy this particular modules to any of their local Terraform configurations and access this module just by using your a bucket name and the tags that they want to do. That they are the only inputs that they need. Okay, I hope the concept is clear. If you have any questions, please do comment in this video. I will be providing the link for this demo for you to follow along as well. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.